Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Lunchbox, as we like to call it. This is our, not necessarily weekly, but we do get involved as much as we can, try to get this done every Friday. We took a little bit of a break during the beginning of the summer there. Everything started to open up again in Ontario and other places. So we took some time to go out with family and enjoy the outdoors, and some movie theaters and restaurants were open in a limited capacity, being very safe and all that sort of thing. So I totally understand. And I didn't think people would be too interested in watching this because they're busy outside in the outdoors. And we've been getting busy with clients again too. So we're all out there doing a whole bunch of things. But thank you for joining us today. I am Tony, the Geeky Agent, as you all know, here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, specifically in the southeast corner in Pembroke. And we do this little chat with friends of mine who are basically in real estate. So far, it's been mostly RE/MAX people, but it's not limited to them. But it is people who are in real estate who have an additional story to tell. There's something else going on other than real estate. Like, we do our sort of recaps of how the market's doing every so often, but majority of the time, the stories that we like to be involved in here are people who are involved in their communities or giving back or just have funny stories to tell. So today, I do have my good friend and RE/MAX colleague, Jen Evelyn, and she is in the Durham region here in Ontario, near Ajax and all that sort of stuff. And she is embarking on a journey in this month of miracles. August is what we call the month of miracles for Children's Miracle Network. If you've been on my page for more than 5 seconds, you know that I am a strong supporter of Children's Miracle Network, which supports children's hospitals across Canada. Here's my shirt from the last campaign I was involved in. There's the RE/MAX balloon and the Children's Miracle Network balloon, and McMaster Children's Hospital, which is my local children's hospital where all my donated funds go to. So whenever I help somebody buy or sell a home through the Miracle Home program at RE/MAX, a donation is automatically made to Children's Miracle Network, and it goes to support McMaster Children's Hospital. So Jennifer is doing something bigger. So we're going to just chat with her. We're going to give her a chance to explain everything, but she has a donation drive going on. There is a link to the donation webpage in the description for this video. So if you do feel like making a donation, or if you're able to, please click on the link. It'll take you to the page. It'll tell you all about it, and give you the link where you can actually donate some funds, and any amount is welcome. But without further ado, I'm going to get my friend Jennifer from the waiting room and bring her on board. So hopefully this works, because Zoom and Facebook are kind of weird sometimes. There you go, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good.
There you go. We can actually hear you and everything's cool. So that's good. I did give you a little quick introduction. Everybody knows you're with RE/MAX in the Durham region, and that you are embarking on a journey to raise funds and awareness for Children's Miracle Network. That's really all I've said so far. So I'm going to turn it over to you a little bit for the next minute or two. The program is, the journey is titled Paddle for Miracles. So that's intriguing on its own, but I'm going to let you explain, at least let's get into that. And then we can kind of talk about where you're working and how long you've been in real estate and stuff later on, but let's focus on that for now. And I am going to give you the spotlight. So here you go.
Amazing. Thank you again, Tony. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and everybody who has honestly been so supportive about Paddle for Miracles. So this started out as a little bit of a crazy idea. I spend a lot of time paddleboarding throughout the summer months, and it's probably one of my biggest passions. And feeling like I'm just, I was managing a real estate office for almost 2 years, which affected my business, which overall affected the number of donations that I was making as a miracle agent. So I was trying to figure out ways that I could increase the donations to my hospital of choice at this time was Now Sick Kids, but when I was in the Burlington area, I was also supporting McMaster, and thought, why don't I just kind of take a little bit of a cue from Bruce Johnson and his Motorcycle for Miracles campaign. You and I are both champion agents of that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to paddle on my stand-up paddleboard from Toronto to Ottawa to help raise awareness and to raise more money. Because we all know that the hospitals and the Miracle Agent program, they're all great. But I think that we can always give and do more. So right. The journey itself is, it's been
insane. I'll tell you right now. Because as soon as I heard you say you're going from Toronto to Ottawa, it's like, I wouldn't even want to walk that far, number one. And I have, up to full disclosure, I have tried stand-up paddleboarding or SUP. And I don't know how to swim, which already sucks.
Oh,
And I'm old and have poor balance at this point. So I was terrible. I couldn't last like 5 minutes on one. Like I was just sitting on one and I'd fall into the water. So, I mean, trying to imagine standing up and paddling the a short distance across a lake is bad enough. But going from Toronto to Ottawa, which I, from reading all the materials and stuff, is about 550 kilometers,
yes.
roughly 300 something
So
nautical miles,
just
but 550
under, so
kilometers.
with perfectly straight navigational lines, it's
Mm-hmm.
just under 300 nautical miles.
Mm-hmm.
Convert that into Canadian language, and it's 555 kilometers,
Yeah,
give or take. It could be a little bit less depending on where I can,
sure.
on straighter lines, but
Still,
everything, and
it's a
it's
lot.
good water. Lake Ontario is a little bit unforgiving at times, so it can't be easy. I just
Well, there's the
I think
water,
that if
there's the
you're going to
sun,
take
there's the
something
wind,
on,
there's just, yeah, there's a whole bunch of things going on there. And the good part about it, or the interesting part about it for me, is like, again, like you said, we are both champion agents as part of the Motorcycle for Miracles with our good friend Bruce Johnson, which
Mhm.
I've spoken about him and I know you have. We hosted them. So if you've been on either of our social feeds over the last, I don't know how many years, you've definitely seen us share that story or be with Bruce and make fun of Bruce because it's easy and fun. But he took something that was his passion. He's a motorcycle rider, a bicycle rider and stuff, and decided to use it for good, use his superpowers for good, right? And so he went on these journeys with his daughter Holly, and they went through multiple journeys across the earth, pretty much, and raised tons of money for Children's Miracle Network. They specifically support the Alyssa Ray Johnson Fund at Sick Kids, but like you said, it's all local. Like so, depending where you are in the country, if you make a donation, that's the really great and important part of it for most people, is that it's going towards your local children's hospital. So for me, it's McMaster Children's Hospital. If you're in Alberta, it's the Alberta Children's Hospital, or CHEO in Ottawa. And so you're taking the paddleboarding, which is something, again, if you've been on your social feeds, you've seen you talk about it and that sort of thing, and decided, let's do this. Let's do this thing that I love and try to raise funds. And I'm going to see if I can quickly share the website, because I do have the donation link below. And I'm going to see if I can, let's see if I can pull up the website here, because it is pretty incredible. Let me just see. But I should probably actually have it up on my screen first so I can share it. This is what happens when you do stuff live. You mess up all the time. There we go. So the goal, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there, as it pops up, the original goal you set out was for how much?
$50,000, which I thought was such a lofty goal. And I'm yeah, look at that number, $31,358.
Yeah.
This was announced August 1st.
Yeah. So in 13 days, today's the 13th. We haven't even hit the water yet, as we were saying before we went on air. And already almost $32,000 of that $50,000 goal has been raised. So we're looking to see, well, maybe it's possible we might hit that 50 before we hit the water, but definitely that $50,000 goal is within reach, with greatly through the donations and generosity of all the people that have just signed up. Small donations, large donations, all put together. And if you go to the website, like I said, the link is down below in the description, but you just scroll down and you can click on the link to donate to the campaign right there and add your $5, $10, $20, whatever you're able to give to just up that number to help us and help Jennifer reach that goal. So keep that in mind. So that's the goal there. What else is happening? You've got some merchandise that you're doing too. You've got your little mug, little Pal for Miracles mug.
I got it. So because you always end up doing something. And I think that, learning from branding with Remax is that if you're wearing a Remax pin or a Remax shirt or a Remax jacket, everybody always asks you about real estate. And yes, I am still a realtor. Yes, I am still trading in real estate while I'm doing this. I have an amazing team of agents that are backing me up. So I'm like super thrilled about that. But taking that brand awareness that we all know from the Remax brand, if you have something with something on it, people will always ask you what it is. So my goal is to keep talking about Paddle for Miracles pretty much every single time I literally get in front of a human being.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing something a little bit wild. I'm going to paddleboard from Toronto to Ottawa. And it usually stops everybody. And, you know, the stories that have been shared with me to this point are incredible. Like, you know, the shop in Huntsville who did the engraving on my yatties for me. You know, I've been going there since a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mentioned to them about what I was doing. They've donated, they've supported, they've shared.
Yep.
And, you know, and people in the store overhearing it are talking about their experiences, either that they've had personally or that somebody they know has had at a children's hospital. I think that's the most impactful part of it, is that people are able to talk about their experiences with children's hospitals. And I have not heard every story. And most people know that I don't. I'm like the little Miss Positivity, but the tears of joy and love from all the shares so far, it's amazing to listen to people's stories. It's one of my favorite things to do ever. Yeah. So
there's really not anybody who really doesn't have some kind of connection to the children's hospitals, especially in Canada, because we are fortunate to have as many as we do. And especially here in Hamilton, McMaster Children's Hospital is the labor and delivery area for Hamilton. So anybody who's having a baby at this point is going to McMaster. So you're going to the children's hospital there. And then they also have the intensive care units and they deal with, I mean, it's just amazing what they do. And both my children spent some time there when they were first born or within the first year of their lives. So we do have connections there. We all have stories, and we know how important they are to the community. I mean, ultimately, they're there to help the most vulnerable among us, our children, right? Like they are at that stage of life where they depend on us, the adults, for everything. And then to be afflicted with some type of illness on top of that already sense of dependency or helplessness just makes a situation that much more stressful. So not only do they have amazing doctors and nurses that are just literally able to perform miracles in saving lives and helping these children recover, but the environment that they create for them to recover. So there's a lot of people don't necessarily understand is that some of the money actually just goes to making the place more comfortable. Families are there for sometimes extended periods of time. And these are children. I mean, they're not used to being in a very sterile hospital-like setting. They need to be engaged. They need to be comforted. And what they do above and beyond just the medical care that they give these children is absolutely amazing and will blow your mind if you ever have a chance to sort of dig into what your local children's hospital does for you and for the community. Everybody just has these crazy stories. And again, I'm not the one that kind of, get choked up too often, but when you start to hear these type of stories, and especially considering that they are about children, having children myself and everything, it takes you to that place, right? You can't help but get emotional when you're hearing a lot of these amazing stories, and you can't help but not want to be involved and to give back to the community in the way that you're doing. So what I kind of wanted to ask was, like I said, neither one of us is quite the spring chicken anymore. So this is a very big journey that you're going on. What are you doing to prepare, like physically, mentally? Like what's some of the things you can tell us that you're kind of doing to get yourself ready just to embark on this kind of physically and mentally intensive journey?
So I spend a lot of time on my paddleboard, obviously. A little bit of, I wouldn't call it weightlifting, think kind of like training a la Rocky Balboa, old school. So honestly, a lot of the landscaping and construction work and, doing repeated movements for long periods of time has kind of really helped me. But and honestly, the physical part of it is only one small segment of it. The mental part of it is probably one of the toughest. I first reached out to Bruce June 24th. It took me almost a full month to kind of wrap my head around not just the physical break from my business, because a lot of people will automatically assume I'm not doing real estate anymore because now I'm paddleboarding for 20 days. But, being away from my family and just that I'm going to be spending a lot of time kind of alone in my head and talking to a piece of bamboo and carpet
Yeah.
a lot. So a lot of it has been mindset. I also am working with professionals. I still work with my Chinese acupuncturist to make sure that my body is in a state where I can endure a long distance paddle. And the plan is once I get to Kingston is to take a day and a half to 2 days to rest and recover before I take that trek up the Rideau Lake system. It's a little bit past the halfway point, so it'll work out really well. Just being smart about it. The number one thing is, starting and finishing. And, if it takes me 40 days to do it, it takes me 40 days to do it.
Right. And I know you're staying close to the shoreline and you're going up. Are you being accompanied as well by somebody like in a boat, or what's the logistics of it all as we're going on? 'Cause you're pulling into different spots and.
So it will be, I will be staying very close to shore. One of the things is I'm going to need the shore to guide me a lot. I'm not going to be able to have a navigational system
Right
in front of me the entire time. My goal is to have on-water support from Toronto all the way up to Ottawa. There's a number of people who have said that they're in. I'm just waiting on absolute confirmation so that I can announce them. But if anybody has a boat and wants to join me on the water for a couple of days, I guarantee you that your ears might be scarred by some swearing. But you get to swear back at me.
If you hang around with us, you should be used to that by now anyway. So that's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine.
So,
but you can follow the journey too. So, I mean, if people are wanting to, cheer you on, as you're along the way, you can kind of, if you're looking at Paddle for Miracles, so paddle singular, PADDLE for FOR miracles, plural, on Instagram, follow Jennifer on her Facebook feed. There's going to be updates as the journey continues. So you kind of know where along the journey she is, where along the shoreline. You can maybe get a little group together, maybe cheer her on, maybe do a little bit of extra fundraising along the way if you like. I know it's Month of Miracles, again, for RE/MAX and CMN generally, but a lot of RE/MAX offices normally have like an annual charity barbecue and that sort of thing. So if you guys, this year maybe want to donate the funds you raise specifically to the Paddle for Miracles journey, that's not a bad idea whatsoever as well. Helps you.
Because I'll want to eat.
Oh, and yeah, bring her some food as while you're at it too. But like any of these little fundraising things you want to get together in the local communities, if any agents are out there or other people want to participate, I am sure that the donations will be more than welcome. If you want to do that, and you get the little buddy's going to be left at home too. So there you go.
Yeah. So Coco is, she's probably going to be at the launch, and she's going to meet me in Ottawa when I get there.
There you go.
Probably a little stopover in Kingston. Just want to let you know too, I do have a paddleformiracles.com website coming live shortly. It will have live updates from the water. So you can actually track me on the map.
The mapping and everything. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
So paddleformiracles.com.
Very slow. Don't expect to see a lot of movement sometimes.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We're just following the journey, following the story, right? And again, the sacrifice is huge. I mean, you can't underline that enough. I know you kind of being a little bit modest about it, but taking that much time away from family, friends, taking that much time away from just your regular business that you conduct, even though you do have the support team in place. And again, being inside your own head is just it's a huge sacrifice. I want to thank you for that, because it's not something that most people would even consider in endeavoring to do. I know Bruce has done it. He's been through it. And there's Trudy Wilson, another friend of ours, swam the Trent Severn Waterway. So, I mean, when I look at the wider network that we're part of, and specifically the miracle agents, we'll call them, like within the RE/MAX network, they are amongst, like, honestly, the nicest, kindest, and most generous people that I've ever had the pleasure to meet. And you're definitely right up there with them, obviously. I love you to death. I do. It should be obvious by now. But I do just appreciate the sacrifice that you're making, because, like I said, it's not something that everyone can do, and it's not something everybody's willing to do or capable of. So this is going to be huge. I'm excited for you. I'm cheering you on just like everybody else. So I I hope it just, blows away all our expectations and just, does everything like that.
And, I can't wait to get to the point where, honestly, Bruce prepared me for a lot of this, and so did Trudy. I was lucky enough to be on Sturgeon Lake with Trudy when she did her miracle swim.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a lot of her physical and mental struggles during that as well. So I have a big understanding, but I don't, it's like anything else. You don't truly understand until you're doing it yourself and experiencing it yourself. But, one of my biggest things is being away from my family. And, I've had a few people ask why I picked a certain date. Well, one of the reasons is I have a grandson who's turning 2 years old on Sunday. And, spending the time with him this weekend is going to be massive.
Absolutely.
And I'm grateful that for my grandson and for my son, I haven't had to have either of them at the children's hospitals, but I have a niece who was at MAC, and is still a sick kid's baby. And we have, I don't know how many friends with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, we just know so many people connected to the hospitals and the network and that sort of thing. So this is all weather dependent, of course. We're talking about all kinds of weather, whether it's a heat wave or thunderstorms or you name it, right? Because we're obviously outside in the elements. What is the planned start date and finish date, barring any sort of weather delays?
So the start date 100% is August 23rd. Unless there's thunder or small craft warnings, I'm on the water. Heat, it'll probably just take longer. It's a lot harder to paddle in the heat. Small craft warnings, that's obviously a huge thing. But wind and rain, I'll still be paddling. So the approximate is about 20 days total. So hopefully I will land in Ottawa September 9th-ish.
There you go. So 10 days is the start date. Today's the 13th, starting on the 23rd. So we got 10 days to jump on the website, make some donations ahead of time, and then follow the journey and contribute there too. So I do appreciate you coming on. We'll get into the real estate a little bit. How long have you been in real estate? I'm finishing up 10 years in October, I believe.
I've been in real estate since April 2006.
Right. So I can't do math, 15 years. Yeah. So about 5 years more than I'm bad at that sometimes.
Years? Oh yeah. I'm actually, I think I'm due for another one of those certificates. Actually.
There you go. I think I'm supposed to be getting one next year.
Sign my certificate.
There you go. I should be getting one for 10 year. I don't know. I think I got a 5-year one, but I'm not really sure. I got my stuff around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. But
as you can see, look, I've even got Geeky agent stuff here. Look at this.
You should.
Society.
The DGAF Society, yeah. There you go.
And of course, all my Grogu's.
Yeah, and there's a baby. Yeah, the Grogu's. Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't mind him. He's all right. We'll see.
Yeah, but you know what? This is probably one of the most important.
There you go.
My little children's hospital bear, who will probably be joining me on the journey.
I've got my McMaster little guy too around here somewhere. He's always my dog sleeps with him. There you go. So I've got a few of them kicking around too, and all my geeky stuff's all over there on the other side of the room. No, I appreciate you coming on again. Jennifer works for Remax in the Durham region. So if you're looking to help or you need to buy or sell a property or anything like that, she is a miracle agent. So your home could be a miracle home. Any home that she helps people buy or sell, the donation is automatically made to the local children's hospital through CMM. And if you want to do some extra support, if you're not looking to buy or sell soon, but you want to support her on her journey, look for paddleformiracles.com coming soon. And the donation link is included in the description below while you're watching this video. So I just want to say thank you again for coming on, taking the time. And what do you have, like parting words you want to tell anybody, or just are we all talked out for today?
I honestly, I can't say enough about the positive feedback and the caring and sharing that I've received from Bruce and Trudy before I even announced, and then as of August 1st when it became public. Please share everything. Share it all. If you can't donate, that's fine. Share your the journey.
Yes, spread the word.
Every little thing helps. So,
Yep.
I understand that some people financially can't help. That's, I'm
Sure.
okay with that. Just please, as many shares of the journey as possible. This is really truly for the kids. CMN and especially our children's hospitals not being able to do any of the in-person tours because of COVID, it's really affected a lot of, bless you, their own fundraising. So this is one way that we can help, create that awareness and bring their fundraising levels back up.
Absolutely. I mean, COVID has affected a lot of things. And like you said, a lot of the fundraising efforts that they normally do had to be sidelined for the last 18 months or so. So anything that we can do to help support our local children's hospital is obviously greatly appreciated. And what else? I was going to say something else and I can't remember what it was now. But yes, share, like use the power of social media. Let's be social, like hit that share button, spread the word, put the paddleformiracles.com website up when it's live, share the Instagram feed and the stories and all that sort of stuff, get the eyeballs where they need to be. And hopefully we can help raise donations that way, even if you're not able, like I said, to make a financial commitment. Hitting that share button is free. It takes about a few seconds to do. Just share it within amongst your network, and hopefully some people there are able to chip in. Like I said, any size donation is helpful and brings us a little bit closer to that goal and helps us exceed it eventually. So best of luck, and we'll be in touch. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Thursday, August 19th at 10 a.m. is our online rally for kids. You're not just hearing from me, John Dalbigan, Bruce.
Right.
Bruce Trudy, Brian Coombs, we're all speaking about the Miracle Agent Program and what it means to us and what we've done or are going to be doing to help support children's hospitals. So keep an eye out for those posts. And if you're a Remax agent, the email, make sure you register and join us on Thursday, August 19th at 10 a.m. 30 minutes. Give us 30 minutes of your day and we will change your world.
And we'll be sharing all that stuff here. You're watching my social feeds, you'll see it. And I am presumably working on a 1-minute video for Children's Miracle Network for our corporate guys. So we're just trying to come up with some fun ideas because, you guys listen to me talk enough. You don't want to listen to me talk for another minute. So I think I'm going to gather a bunch of my friends like Jennifer and other people, and we'll do something fun and we'll help promote that. So keep your eyes on this social feed on Instagram at the Geeky Agent, Paddle for Miracles, all that sort of stuff. All the links will be down below, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook. The links to all the different social media channels will be there. So please feel free to click through, make a donation, follow the journey, send your best wishes, all that sort of stuff, and share the story with as many people as you can. So I'm going to let you go because I know
if you're in the area when I come through, send food.
Or food. Yeah, food is good. Food is good. Healthy food to keep her going. There you go. Any occasional not so healthy food. That's good. So I thank you very much. Hi, Coco. We'll see you later, and we'll be cheering along and following along as you go, and as we get closer to that day. And then afterwards we'll do a wrap up. We'll come back around and see how things went, and just maybe we'll have you on again as a more casual kind of thing. And maybe if you get bored one night and you're just resting, maybe we'll put you on. We'll just chat, see how things are going. Never know. Thank you very much, Jennifer. We'll talk. Maybe. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
I really appreciate it. Take care.
Anytime. And that was my good friend and colleague at Remax, Jennifer Evelyn from the Durham region at Remax out that way, and Ajax and that sort of thing. So if you are, again, like I mentioned, looking for an agent, you need some help buying or selling a property, she is actually an excellent real estate agent. I didn't really mention that, but she is. We refer clients back and forth all the time because she is one of the people who I trust to handle my clients when they need to move back into that area of the province. So if you need someone in the Durham region, reach out to Jennifer. She is excellent, and your participation with her in buying or selling a property results in an automatic donation to the Children's Miracle Network, which goes to support your local children's hospital, which means nothing when it comes time to sell your house, but is a nice little cherry on top when you're done to know that some of the proceeds generated from the sale of your home go to help support your local children's hospital. So that's all I got for you today. I do appreciate you tuning in to this episode of The Lunchbox. And as I say all the time, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.